Like,
Yes.
why did you choose green as a theme for Tiny Talks Clubhouse?
There can be nothing greater than green color when it comes to keeping young, positive, nurturing young, positive and calm minds.
So, what is your take on emotional regulation as per your own individual self and as per for children as well?
When you are actually content and happy from inside, you can pass on that energy, and children take up the energy.
The 11 Heaven show also deals a lot with
Energy.
energies. Obviously, gentle loving, gentle speaking, language development, we can do that. But how can we deliver it to the parents out there that you have to take care of the senses of your little child? Welcome to the 11 Heaven show with Ridhima Arora. We are thrilled to have joining with us Miss Komal Bhatia, who is a beautiful, beautiful earlier educator and serving from 12 years. She has been nurturing young minds of children with great enthusiasm and passion for kids. Let's welcome her.
Thank you so much, Ridhima. Thank you for having me at the show. And before we start, before we go forward, I would like to know more about the 11 Heaven show.
For sure. So basically, the 11 Heaven show revolves around the holistic development of a human being in general. And the 11, I have been very fascinated with the 11 number, as first of all, 1111, a lot of my girlies can relate to that. And so one of the Panditji once told me that Durga Mata's Trishul has always been pointing towards 11. That actually fascinated me a lot. That's why I took the 11 heaven, and
Okay.
heaven actually just goes along with the number 11. So the 11 heaven, you know, that feminine energy makes it more of a heaven kind of place to live in.
Correct.
So it's basically the 11 heaven show. And yes, so much
Great.
about that.
Great. Beautiful.
So we are here today for Tiny Talks Clubhouse.
Sure.
And I would love to know why it is called Tiny Talks. I get it, but why is it called a clubhouse? Is it a Mickey Mouse clubhouse? But why a clubhouse and not a preschool or any other classes? Why a clubhouse?
So basically, when I actually conceived the idea of coming up with something for toddlers, for the young children, I never wanted to create a school or preschool. I wanted to create an environment which is more welcoming for them, where they actually could maintain their childhood, their smiles, and to build a community of people who actually honor and respect their childhood and the wonders that they bring. So that is how I wanted a clubhouse and not a very formal atmosphere for them.
Lovely.
And as the name suggests, it gives a very casual approach and a very positive vibe to the place.
Exactly.
Yes.
And as we can see, the theme is all green.
Yes.
Like, why did you choose green as a theme for Tiny Talks Clubhouse?
So basically, I wanted, because it is for toddlers, I wanted to go in for some soothing colors, and some green is the color of positivity and calmness. And there can be nothing greater than green color when it comes to keeping young, positive, nurturing young, positive and calm minds. So that is how.
Lovely. So as far as the 11 Heaven show also constitutes, it's kind of uncanny that we have that kind of similarity.
Yes.
With Tiny Talks and the 11 Heaven show.
Yes.
Because it's all green, and green is, I feel that green is a very feminine and nurturing color.
It is, no doubt about it.
Because it's all about nature, right?
Yes.
What kind of relations, it's a very 11 Heaven oriented question, but what kind of relation do you have with nature, and how would you want to inculcate nature in the upcoming toddlers?
See, I would like the toddlers to be very close to nature, because this is something which I feel is really missing these days. We cannot blame any situation or anyone for that, but it is I think the need of the hour is that the parents are quite busy, and the atmosphere outside does not permit the children to be in the nature for a longer period of time, and they do not get ample opportunities to be there in the nature. But then that is something that we need to work when we talk about the holistic development of the children, because what nature can provide to the children, nothing can do that.
That's
So, yes. So, if we cannot take them out, we can at least bring the nature close to them. And this is what we try to bring in here. We try to bring the children close to the elements of nature. We let them play in the soil. We tell them about the concepts of gardening. We want them to, actually cherish what they have in nature. So, it is
true.
not just about garden. It is about birds, butterflies, sky, whatever is there in the nature. And if they can actually cherish the beauty that the nature provides to them, nothing like that.
Okay, so one of my question goes back to your 12-year journey.
Mhm.
Did you see this work working with toddlers as a calling from the universe, or did you just went ahead with it?
See, I actually go by the flow. I have never been a person who would sit back and take the decisions, think upon anything that comes to me. I just go with the flow. When this opportunity came to me, I just grabbed it, and I never knew that it is going to be so close to my heart. So when I was working with primary children, I was enjoying it tremendously. But when I got a chance to work with early years, and I actually took the decision to go ahead with it, it was 12 years back only, and that was the time when I actually realized that this is something that I think I was meant for.
Mm.
So it might be a call from the universe, it might be just going by the flow, but it is it this is something that worked for me in terms of everything. Yeah.
Lovely. Do you think that working with children has helped you maintain your youth?
It has tremendously, yes, because every one of us, I think we all have a child inside us, and
Mm.
as we grow, that element of being a child, it diminishes. We
Mm.
become there's a lot of stress around us, and it doesn't allow you to be childlike always. But when you have such fresh energies amongst, around you,
Mm.
you however hard you try, you end up being a child with them. And that
Exactly.
that spark of being a child, that curiosity, that wonder, and that youth remains with you.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I have been working with children. It has been 1.5 years since I've been working with
Hmm.
children. But what I have noticed is that I feel very blessed and grateful to work with innocent and pure souls, while people my age
Correct.
are actually sick of working in corporate
Yes,
sectors.
absolutely, yes.
So I feel that I feel kind of privileged and blessed to
So
have
do I. Yes.
to have got this job
Yes.
along with children. Like
Yes.
sometimes it doesn't even feel like it's work.
Correct. It doesn't feel like it's work actually.
Exactly.
Right.
I feel that's where that you have that kind of youth maintained up till now.
I think I'm blessed, and yes, blessed to have these young minds around me. And apart from that, blessed to have the family and the friends around me who have been always very supportive. So, yeah.
Lovely. So, what is your take on emotional regulation as per your own individual self and as per for children as well?
See, I consider myself to be a very optimistic person, and I'm emotionally balanced. So, this is something that I actually look forward in children these days, because I really want them to grow as emotionally intelligent people. I want them to grow as people who are leading with love and understanding, and not
Mm,
just be, as you just said, that people around you are, they are just dressed up with their corporate culture. I don't
exactly.
want these children, when they grow up, to be into that atmosphere and not able to manage their emotions well. So
Mm,
mindfulness, deep breathing exercises, and storytelling, whatever ways it takes, I want to inculcate as a part of their everyday routine, so that they actually become individuals who are emotionally intelligent.
lovely.
Yes.
Lovely. So, going back to your childhood, how were you as a child? And what do you think? What would you say to the 3-year-old Komal out there?
Okay. So
What
I
message do you
was
have for
I
her?
was a very childlike child only. I did not, even now, for my family and my friends, I am a child only. They consider me to be a child only, even
Cute.
at this age. So the message that I would like to give to 3-year-old self would be, just stay wild, and stay the way you are, stay natural, don't rush to grow up, and
Mm,
do not let anyone or anything in the world diminish your sparkle.
Lovely. Do you think that working with children might have revived that 3-year-old Komal in you?
Yes, it has tremendously. And especially in Tiny Talks, because this is where I am actually getting to spend a lot of time with children, morning to evening. So I actually feel that, yes, that has revived.
Lovely.
Yes.
It's so good
And
to
that is
know.
the only reason that I love this place and the aura here. It is because of the toddlers.
Since you have been working with kids, nurturing their minds, and like taking that kind of accountability and responsibility for millions of children, it makes oneself a different kind of person. So I wanted to ask that what kind of personality do you think you have made up yourself, impacting like a lot of kids around you?
Uh, Never thought about it as a, as what is it that is actually helping me impact that, but I think it is the vibe. When, as you said in our conversation, that the children, they catch the vibe. So I think that is only thing that is working, because when you are actually content and happy
Hmm.
from inside, you can pass on that energy, and
That's
children
true.
take up the energy. They understand the energy, and that is the only thing that they understand, and that is something that is working for them as for me as well as for me.
Lovely. I wanted to go deeper in talking about energies because the 11 Heaven show also deals a lot with
Energy.
energies. So, like bad aura, good aura, energies around even our hands. Like, even while
Yes.
we are meditating, we
Correct.
have open hands because we are receiving energy from above.
Correct.
So, what do you think that? I mean, obviously, since children are less exposed to the world, they bring that kind of innocence and positive energy with themselves.
Right.
But how do you think that adults around them must keep a bubble around that energy? How do you contribute to that?
See, I think when the child, I think we have discussed this earlier also, that when the children are born, they are born with a lot of purity, love, and joy,
Hmm.
and they are born with a lot of curiosity. But as they grow, as adults, everyone tends to, ask them to shut up and sit down, which
Mm.
should not be there. So adults, the only thing that I feel that adults can do is to just maintain whatever innocence they have, just help them maintain that. Yeah.
Exactly.
So don't stop them from anything. Obviously, we have to be careful about what they are doing, what they are saying, being watchful, being careful, and just setting a boundary, a strict boundary, and stopping them from blossoming in their natural self. There's a thin line in between. So if the
Exactly.
parents and adults around the children, they understand that, I think they'll be able to do marvelous job with them.
Lovely. So what I have been seeing through lately that a lot of children are quite sensitive towards loud noises.
Yes.
So I feel what we as teachers and early years educator can do. I mean, obviously, gentle loving, gentle speaking, language development, we can do that.
Hmm.
But how can we deliver it to the parents out there that you have to take care of the senses of your little child? Like each sense is very
Very
precious.
precious. Yes.
Even today, if I hear loud music, I get a bit startled and I do not like that.
Hmm, hmm,
So
hmm.
even little kids, they have
They
little ears, little
correct.
senses.
Correct.
It might be quite disturbing for them as well.
Correct. Correct.
So how do you think that we can deliver it to the parents,
The
this
only
thing?
way is to be in close connection with the parents. Having a toddler with you, especially if I talk of Tiny Talks, it doesn't mean that I have a toddler and I have to work only with the toddler. My job is not restricted to there. Keep, providing workshops to the parents, one-on-one
Hmm.
conversation with the parents, and wherever required, correcting them, because they are young parents,
Hmm.
right? They do not have the experience, and they are busy parents. So
Yeah.
there are times when the parents are not quite aware of certain things because they haven't been told about certain things.
Hmm.
So if we tell them in the right way at the right time, I think that is what helps.
And everybody is a parent for the first time.
Yes, yes, correct.
Even our parents. I mean, that's how I started being compassionate to my parents and not
Hmm.
blaming them for things. I would want to go deeper into feminine energy. Like, obviously, a mother is nurturing enough to bring out the beautiful side of that child,
Correct.
develop him or her beautifully.
Correct.
But at the same time, what role can a father play in maintaining feminine energy in himself as well? What would you like to talk about that?
See, energy, when we talk about masculine and feminine energy, I think each one of us has both of them. Every girl, every boy, they have both the kind of energies. It is how you maintain the balance, first of all. So when we talk about fathers or any caregiver for that matter, they also have both kind of energies. But dealing with the children, it requires more of feminine energy
Hmm.
because they want that intuitiveness, that in understanding, and also that empathy which comes from feminine energy. And apart from that, the softness,
The
the
softness.
tenderness and softness, because this is something which the children, the toddlers especially, they are most connected to, the softness and tenderness. So
Hmm.
this kind of energy, if the fathers and the other caregivers who are males or more of masculine, if they can bring out this energy, they'll be able to build a very strong connect with the children.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
So lately we have this famous term called iPad kids. You
Correct.
might have heard a lot about it
Correct.
because
Correct.
obviously if parents are busy, they would want their child
To
to
be
be busy as well.
correct. Correct.
But do you think that choosing iPads, well, the irony enough is that I have an iPad in my lap as well. But like, what would you want to say about the term iPad kids?
See, it has been used in several senses, and what I feel is nothing is good or bad. So, iPad kids has been used as a term in a very negative sense at many places. But what I feel is that even it has got some privileges. So, technology is not always a bad thing,
Hmm.
how we use it and how much we use it, how much exposure we give to the children, and how are we using it for the children is what matters.
Hmm.
If you are giving your child a screen time for about 3 hours 4 hours a day just because you are busy, then you are making the child grow in an atmosphere where he is losing a human touch.
Agreed.
So but if you are making a good use of the technology, then there is nothing wrong about it, because it is the world of technology, it is the digital world these days, so we
Hmm.
cannot deny the fact. And you are having the iPad not because you want to have it, it is the need of the hour,
It is the need
right?
of the hour.
You're
I
working on your
agree.
iPad, so you cannot do away with it. Now we do not have the pen and paper concept these days, and nobody has the time to do that. So
Exactly.
yes, so
Such
it
a
is only
harmony oriented answer. I love it.
so again here also maintaining the right balance is what matters.
Lovely. Now we'll move on to a section where we'll be talking about more of our heritage and culture.
Okay.
How can we, as adults, inculcate our own Hinduism, heritage, and culture into children? I mean, as far as I remember, my dadi used to tell me a lot of stories related to Hanumanji, Krishna, Shiva,
Hmm.
which has led me to a lot of hope in my life.
Hmm.
And for a matter of fact, now that I've grown up, I've actually read things. I've
And you're
actually
able to
read,
relate to them.
yes,
Hmm.
I'm able to relate to them because they were a big, big guide to leading a life.
Correct.
So how do you think that we can, like, I really, my one of my missions include to inculcate folklore, Hinduism culture in kids as well.
Yes.
But since we have been developing a lot of modernized way, I mean, I do not say that Montessori is bad. It's a lovely, beautiful
Hmm.
concept.
Hmm.
But what about an original Indian concept? Like, how would you play a role in inculcating that?
See, it is a very beautiful concept, not a concept, but a philosophy in
Hmm.
itself. And if we put it in children right from the right age, it takes a long way. It takes them, as you said, that now you are able to relate to it, and it gives you values, it teaches you
Hmm.
values, it makes you stay connected to your roots, it creates creativity, it sparks creativity and imagination. These stories, especially from Krishna ji and Ganesha ji, Lord Ganesha and Lord Krishna,
Yes.
they are so interesting and fascinating. And if
Hmm.
we use them as storytelling tools for the children, and if we tell them about these characters, the children are going to learn a lot from them. And
Exactly.
also, it is going to be cross cultural. So it is not that we have to promote only Hinduism. We can always take the stories from other cultures as
Exactly.
well. But yeah, religion and traditions can be maintained if we do storytelling with them at the right age. The right kind of stories are to age appropriate stories are told to them. If they are introduced to these characters, these idols, and they are told about the, the qualities that they possess, and that we can learn from them.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think that's a beautiful concept that we all should, as adults, start inculcating in the toddlers.
Because I
Yes.
feel that even they as toddlers really need that kind of hope that
Yes.
बचपन में जब हमें बताते थे कि हनुमान जी has your back.
Correct.
So
Correct.
even I want to tell those
And you
little
still have
kids
it.
exactly,
Yes. You
and
grow
I
up with
feel
that.
it.
With that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I
Because
feel
that is a
it.
kind of energy that you have, and that creates an aura around you. Yes, I do have a back.
Yes.
Yes.
So even I want to do that for children as well, so that
Yes.
out there, parents out there can actually read those
Yes,
stories
telling
at
them
night.
stories, having the celebration of our religious festivals with
Exactly.
them, and not just having the celebration as to music and dance, but
Hmm.
telling them the relevance of the festival. Why are these festivals celebrated, and what is the actual beauty of the festivals? So all these things are going to take them a long way.
Talking about, like I did talk about my childhood as well, I would want to know about your childhood. How did storytelling has been inculcated in your childhood, and how did you want to go ahead with storytelling around the toddlers? I mean there's a whole theater program based in Tiny Talks Clubhouse.
Yes.
So how did it come at play?
So I remember my father telling us very imaginative stories about, we have heard quite a lot of stories. I am from a convent school. So
Lovely.
in school, we used to have a lot of stories and library sessions where we were told the stories. My father back at home used to tell me stories which were very imaginative. So which were very child centric and imaginative stories, and we will not find those stories anywhere in the books.
Hmm.
So I think it came from there only, that imagination, that creativity, and the happiness that it used to bring to us, to me and my sister.
Hmm.
So I think it is rooted from there only.
Lovely. And that's why you want to go out expressing those.
Yes, yes.
Lovely.
Because
That's
I
such a
think
good
stories
thing.
are a beautiful tool where we can actually have the child express. Because now that we are into the process in the theater workshop, we are into the process of writing stories where the children are narrating their own stories. They have their own fictional characters which they have chosen for their story, and
Wow.
each one of them is writing their own story. They are illustrating their story in their own way, and then we are going to create these storybooks. So when you hear these little minds talking about their stories, you will get to know that each of them have a different perception. Their imagination is absolutely different.
Hmm.
One would be talking of dinos and sharks and whales. Then there's other one who is talking about just the butterflies and flowers. So it actually leads you to understand their perception of things, and what their mindset is.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I have seen that you've inculcated Shakespeare as well
Yes.
in those little kids, which was a
I think
beautiful
yes.
thing that you did. That was a summer play workshop,
Yes,
right?
that was a workshop, because every during this theater workshop, whatever we learn after every 1.5 months, we put up a show in front of the parents.
Wow.
So this time, the show that we put up was Pied Piper.
Okay,
Yeah.
lovely. So, summing up our today's episode, I would want to ask you a question. What message do you have for future parents? I mean, in 2, 3 years, if I might be a parent or
Okay.
anyone ahead, how would you suggest them to be around kids? How can we focus on kids' holistic development as well as their mental perception of the world? Like, how would you go about it?
See, first of all, I would like to say that whenever you become a parent, you are going to be a beautiful parent, because you are a beautiful soul and you know all the ways of dealing with the children. Your thought process is such that you are going to turn out to be a very beautiful parent. So,
I feel honored.
but to the parents who are going to be future parents or the young parents, what I would like to say is, see, it's the world of Instagram, it's the world of social media. Even I am putting up my work on social media only because that is the means of advertisement. But please do not be Insta moms or Insta dads. Go by your instinct. Go by the actual knowledge and actual facts and figures, and don't just go by what the influencers are putting on Instagram. Stop doing that. Stop doubting yourself just because you have heard something on social media. Stop doubting your own decision, your own self. Go by your own flow, and you're all going to be beautiful parents.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. We loved Tiny Talks Clubhouse theme and how it beautifully co associated to the 11 Heaven show as well.
Thank you, Ridhima, for having me as your first guest. I'm honored, and it was a pleasure talking to you, like always.
Lovely.
Thank you.